Hey everybody, this is Albert Campo with the CantinaMX Podcast. This is episode 186 of the CantinaMX Podcast here with Joel. A lot of news coming on. We're sitting here watching the Rayados spank some MLS action in the CONCACAF. Copa MX just happened yesterday, past 2 days, and the league is going on in Mexico. How's it going, Joel?
Pretty good, Chiquis. Lots of news. Lots of news today. We got everything from Copa MX, Conca Champions, and of course the big news of Raul Jimenez signing a 4-year contract with Wolves. He is now the highest transfer fee for a Mexican player. He has the record. And we talked about this. We see that record being broken. Could even be broken by him, you know. And then you have Chucky and Linus, so we could be seeing that in the next few years, hopefully.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive by Raul. Um,
Yeah,
I like the comment. I think he wants to make history at that club,
yeah.
which is pretty cool. I mean, it's not like the biggest team in the EPL, but if he can bring them some good success, that would be quite interesting. I think there's some fans that probably would have wanted him to go to a bigger club and get like the
Mexican
bigger
fans, you
spotlight.
mean? Mexican
Yeah,
fans,
I think
because
Mexican fans. Yeah.
they love him in Wolves, and they do not
Oh
want him
yeah.
to go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's evident through all the comments and everything. I would say Mexican fans, yeah, but uh, but yeah, it's good for him. He's
Yeah,
cashing it in.
well, they're in seventh place right now. Um, so I think that qualifies them for that
UEFA
other
or
that other non
Europa League.
Europa League. I always confuse Europa League with the Euro Cup and all that, but yeah, Europa League, which is the right after the Champions League, but it's still good international competition, and for a team that was expected to fight relegation to go in there and qualify for a European tournament, that's very good.
How you doing, boys and girls?
Gule,
What's going on?
What's up, Eros?
Just call me Jaime.
uh,
nice doggo there.
It's my corgi.
Are those mean? I heard those are like he tries to
Oh,
attacking anyone.
they're
corgis?
vicious.
Oh,
They're vicious.
corgis are fucking awesome, man.
So we have Jaime on a new addition
Yeah,
or guest or whatnot, and you have you've been going out to the San Jose games, right?
Yeah, for better or for worse, man. It's a tough team to follow.
you
it's a,
Jaime. I
mm,
heard I heard San Jose being called the Atlas of MLS. Is there any truth to
Atlas,
that?
huh? I don't know
They
about
were
the correlation there.
well.
I don't know.
They've been the worst team for like with the past 4 seasons or so.
I don't really keep up with like San Jose Earthquakes that much, but I know that they were the worst team in the league last season.
Yeah, they're they're
But
hoping with
yeah, it's an interesting club because they have roots in San Jose since like '74.
yeah.
And then they played in Spartan Stadium for a long time. They won 2 titles in the early 2000s with like Landon Donovan, and then they got sold or moved to Houston. They became the Houston Dynamo. And then San Jose was able to like I don't know, get a new stadium and convince the MLS to like come back.
I forgot about that. I forgot that they had, they had relocated or just taken the team out. I
Hmm.
completely forgot about that. And now they have Mati, and they're hoping that he could resurrect that team. And ouch, it's not looking too good. What is it? 4 defeats in a row.
Yeah, they haven't won at all. And Mati looks nervous. I was there for the home opener against Montreal, and he looked nervous. And then against LAFC, he was a wreck.
I
So
saw that. I saw the face palm.
he just looks like very nervous. He knows that it looks bad to be losing like right out the gate. And to be honest, man, he doesn't really have too much to work with. Like I don't think they're a team that have made a lot of big purchases. So they're kind of just going with like what they got.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
reading that the owner doesn't hasn't been investing, and that is, man. If you're not gonna bring in top talent, then it's gonna take a few years. If you're gonna build a squad from young players, it takes quite a while for that. So I don't know if that's what they're hoping to do with Mati, but yeah, very
Yeah.
demoralizing.
So the same owner of the Oakland A's owns the San Jose Earthquakes, and the A's are known for being that farm team where they aren't big spenders. They're like they have the smallest payroll in the league.
The money
And
ball.
yeah, so San Jose is like similar situation where they probably have the smallest payroll in the league. Um, but the thing is, like, you don't see them trying to build from within like an academy. So I'm not really sure like what is going on over there, but I know that the fans are very, very frustrated and upset. Um, so it's an interesting situation.
that's
Ouch.
weird that Matthias would go. It's like he didn't do his research or something because you could sort of see this coming from a long ways out.
I
Like he's not
wonder,
going to be successful if
yeah.
he doesn't have a good
You,
set of
you know,
players.
I thought that when he signed, I thought they were gonna at least get him 3 or 4 players that he was gonna choose, and I was like thinking, okay, I wonder who he's gonna get from Liga MX. Probably that he's worked with before, uh, but no, there was really none of that, and I didn't even how they talk about DPS, and I didn't
Hmm.
even that I didn't hear them getting a designated player.
Well, I mean, July the window will open again, and Conejo is from San Jose, so I'm
Oh, that's
sure
right.
they would try and poach him. But I don't know if they have the money to even afford him. To be honest, like Chivas aren't going to be selling for cheap,
Yeah,
especially
not
Conejo.
yeah. That's a player right now that and they don't want to piss off the fans. Chiva's still paying for that for selling off like Pizarro and and what's his face? I forgot the other guy's name, but
Mm.
fans are still mad. But yeah, letting go like Macias and stuff like that. So I don't think Chivas wants to do that to be in that position again where they're letting go players that the fans identify with.
Yeah, well, I mean, who's on the chopping block right now? I know Chivas have already said Jimenez, the goalkeeper's out. I know
Yeah.
Chofis is out.
Oh
Um,
yeah, man.
who else? There's a
Well,
few. There's a,
hey, trophies, and I said it a while back. Trophies to MLS, and although I don't think, because how physical the league is, I don't think he would. I don't think he would do good. But who knows? See, Mati could have trophies, dude.
yeah, that'd be an
I,
interesting move. I actually could see that happening. They actually
That's
could use him like really badly. That last end, like the final third, they just look lost out there, man. They don't know what to do when they're on the ball, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, how are you guys professional players, man? Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
that's lowering the value of trophies, man. That's disgraceful.
trophies.
I got railed at on Twitter for saying that for comparing trophies to paleta izquierda, and now you guys
Paletas
are
queda.
Now you guys are proving my point, man. Now you're like backing me up
But
and
he's,
stuff.
he's very inconsistent. But look. Trophies can be the next Panchito Mendoza. He could, he's,
What?
Panchito Mendoza
Panchito
was one of the
Mendoza.
youth that Chivas sent to Chivas USA, and he was
He
one of
had
the
a
best players. He was a really
he
good
had a
player
successful
for.
career, and then we reeled him back in, and he did nothing, and then his
Yeah,
career
no.
went to shit. You guys
Yeah,
watching
That's
this Conca Champions?
you know
yeah.
what? I gave up after the second goal because to me it's pretty much the game's over, man. I don't see KC. I don't see the Wiz. They're
I
always
don't
gonna
see
be
the
the Wiz
ways.
to me. Yeah, I don't see them coming back, dude. That's just Valio Johnson. I was telling Chiquis earlier, Monterrey, man, they're really taking this serious. I do think they want to win something. They've gone too long. They've been so close, losing two finals at home. They need to bring a trophy, especially with all that money they've been. They spent the most money coming into this season. They, you know, with
Mm-hmm.
Pizarro, but they paid the close to 17 million, and they had brought some Argentine dude. So yeah, they need some silverware, and I think we might be seeing Conca Champions Norteño with Tigres at the other end.
Oh yeah, yeah. Stigros pretty much spanked Santos yesterday 3-0.
Oh yeah, and then Santos went and lost, man. They went and lost to Atlas,
Yeah.
which is a bit surprising. It took. I'm still not believing it, but they lost away to Chaflas 1-0, and it's well, I think, yeah, they dropped from Liguilla. I think it'll be it'll be something if they end up not making the playoffs.
Oh,
Santos, they're in 10th place
oh,
right now,
Santos. Yeah,
and with a -1 goal differential.
sounds like
So
us.
so
Chivas.
yeah, but
Chivas are 15. They have 15 points and same. They have like the same kind of numbers actually.
yeah, you're very right. They're in 11th. Santos is
Mm.
at 10th. Chivas is in 11th, and Chivas is in a 5-game winless streak, 3 defeats and
Do
two
you think
draws.
Cardoso being fired was justified?
It's really hard just because Chivas is that saying, too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. It just seems like there's too many people right there calling shots. I don't even know how much Cardoso was allowed, like how much freedom he was given. It was just, with how you have Varela, and then you have Higuera, who's been known to tell coaches like who to play.
Who to play?
Uh, Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but there's a story when he had God damn, I keep forgetting the name of that team. Their batch had a dude with a hat on. What are they called? God damn, what's it? Chiquis, help me here. What was Higuera's team before he got Zacatepec?
Uh,
Oh, come on, man.
hold on.
We're losing listeners by the minute. Wait.
Are you talking about
Estos güeyes, estos
Indios?
güeyes no.
You talking about
Nah, not
Indios?
in. No, it was Higuera's first team.
I don't know, dude.
Bofo even played with them. Um,
What?
yeah. Oh, come on, man.
You're
Jeez.
talking about a Senso team, right?
Yeah, they were second division team,
Coras?
and yes,
Horas.
yes, it was Coras. It is
Nayarit.
Nayarit. There you go. Why am I thinking Sinaloa? So yeah, it was Coras, man. I always forget that name. But
The
so
guy with that hat. I'm like looking at the logo right now. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I
what
have no
kind of
idea.
hat is that too? It's not even a sombrero. It's like
It's like can I post this on like chat? Let me see.
it's a
Why not?
dude. It's a dude that has like a weird looking hat.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he sold that team because that team was like, once Liga MX released the list of like, this is what you need if you want to qualify for, if you want to be eligible to play in Primera División.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so he kicked the peak to the curb, and then he went and got Zacatepec. But he had hired, well, this is the story because they made the final. He got the team, and Vergara like sent like a bunch of Chihuahua players,
I remember that. Yeah.
and that was Bofo, and they had Tiburon. Tiburon Sanchez was the coach, and I think was it Gusano Napoles. Gusano Napoles was like his assistant, and dude, they made the final, but they played against Necaxa, and Necaxa had been a team that they had been investing on it. You know, current owners right now been putting in a lot of money and bringing in players, and they end up losing to them. They lost the final to them in penalties, and Tiburon was like, not even 24 hours after the final, we met at a restaurant, and they were gonna plan the next season, and he had a list of like players and whatnot, and I was pretty much like, fuck your list, man. And so they just fired him in the spot.
Wow.
Just yeah, and so he already had like, because he wanted like a big name, and they brought Mauro Camoranesi. So he's like, we have a guy that's a World Cup champion, play with Juventus. This,
What's
this
Morenesi up to nowadays?
I think he was still coaching in second or third division. He's doing something, but it leads to Camo because uh, later on in the season they're playing
Oh.
Copa MX, and they're about to play Chivas in the cup, and
He's coaching or he coached Tapachula last.
Tapachula. That sounds like a sauce, like a hot sauce bottle. So no, this dude, they're about to play. They're about to, and Higuera goes backstage, the locker room, and he tells Camo like, hey, who to line up, and they got into a big argument, and Camoranesi quit on the spot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was like, come out, and so I mean, I think this is a guy that he still does that, that he owns like stock in Chivas, and that's like his football manager, man. That's like his
It's still deserving.
real life
It's still
PlayStation,
deserving
huh?
though. It's still deserving. They should. I agree with firing Cardoso.
Well, and you
Because
know what?
he's the guy on the head of the team, and he's got to take responsibility for the results. I don't see anything changing though. Like I don't see a new coach coming in and then changing things around. It's still the same players that aren't producing.
The way I see it is like you get rid of him with like 5 games to go in the season. Like just let him finish the season at that
I
point.
agree.
And then that way you're not scrambling to try and sign someone immediately. You actually take your time and find someone that's like going to, fix things or turn them around. But you quit. You fire the coach with 5 games left, and you're still trying to get in the playoffs. Like no mames. Like,
Well,
But I think a lot of people are thinking that his substitutions are like totally crazy. Like the obvious moves that he's doing during the games are so horrible that or not anyone, but a good coach that he's just pretty much sinking the team.
yeah. Well,
And if they bring in
what I'm
someone
saying.
new,
Like,
they
how
could get him
much
into
is
the
it?
Liguilla.
How much is it, Cardoso, or is it the other guy telling them, hey, put this guy in? But I'm gonna say that Higuera, I have been defending him, even though he blocked me from Twitter. But it wasn't his call. It was actually came from Amaudi. So, because Higuera had originally said it was his continuation, Cardoso's continuation was based on qualifying to Liguilla. So they were gonna give him to the end of the season, and I think Amari was like, "Nah, you gotta get rid of this guy."
yeah. So I mean, from what it sounds like, there's a lot of front office stuff that is probably causing all these issues. Like how much control does a coach have? How much freedom does a coach actually have in Chivas? It sounds like a circus.
Yeah,
And it's been like that for a while. So it's like, when are they just gonna finally like fix that.
I don't see it happening anytime soon. Unless yeah, it's very difficult unless they bring in, like they brought Varela, and he doesn't have that much experience at the position he currently has. He was at Chivas doing it not too long ago, and they fired him.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of Raul? You know that he's officially a Wolves player, 41 million euros.
Oh, well, we were saying that, I think we could see that record being broken again, and either he could break it, if he has another good season, and you could probably have one of the bigger clubs in EPL
Hmm.
go for him, or or um or you have like Ness and Chucky, who if they continue doing well, and they're still very young, so they might
Yeah.
in a few years, maybe not right away.
I mean,
But
I see Chucky leaving this summer to Manchester United.
well,
I
Oh,
yeah,
huh?
that'd be interesting.
I think it's gonna happen. I mean, how much more does he have to prove at PSV?
I'd
It's
rather see
like,
him go to Spain, truthfully, because of the physicality. I mean, I don't want to see the little guy get hurt. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason
well,
I say
he's a
Spain.
little guy.
I mean, have we heard any rumors out of Spain though?
No, I haven't.
No, it's been
I
all,
think it's been Napoli,
yeah,
Man
Italy.
U, and
Hmm.
those are the two main ones I've heard. I don't heard
I
anyone
think
else.
La Liga missed their chance when he decided not to go to Celta Vigo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
And
think that would have been a good move though.
you think so? Look
Yeah,
at look at
yeah,
how Linus is panning out in
yeah.
Betis.
But they're still very young though. That's one of the
Yeah.
things we talked about. Like this whole need to leave so early. You know how they say that you'll get that much better. Jimenez didn't leave till he was 23, and I didn't see how it affected him.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, realistically, when I found out he was going to Atletico, I'm like, where? Like, how? How is he going to fit into that starting lineup? He's not. He's going to be on the bench. They just had too much squad at that time.
Yeah,
And with Linez, it's a little different story, right? Because when you fly out the president to Mexico to get this deal done, like the expectations are they're obviously very vested in this player and that he's going to be, playing.
yeah,
And that seemed like that was the impression in the beginning, but then they went ahead and also signed Jesse, like, before the window closed. So it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I thought Linus was like going to be like the main hitter, but then you also got Jesse, who's like, got more experience and he's a Spaniard. So he's obviously going to be preferred. So it's like, I don't know. It's interesting how it's all played out because the
I
first couple
still,
of
I,
games he played and then he's kind of just disappeared.
no, I still think they have good intentions for him.
Hmm.
I don't think from the start, but I do think that it's a player that they're thinking long term with him. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're like that eager to just throw him every single match. But
Yeah, I
I
think
do think
yeah.
he'll slowly work his way there. I mean, it's hard to know what's going on in training as well. How has he been looking? And that's the other thing that we've noticed with Mexican players in the past, even as youth, when they would travel to play Moleros, they would always like return and struggle to get back in the team in the club.
Hmm.
And then we saw it with Vela a bunch of times, where it got
Well,
to the point where he's like, "Hey, stop calling me, because I can't even I can't even club soccer right now."
I was there for the Levi's game in Mexico,
Yes.
and yeah, Linez looked like a lost puppy out there, man. I don't know what it was, but it's not the Linez that I know and love. And I don't know, it was kind of raining that day, so I don't know if that had some effect to it, but yeah, he did not look sharp for sure.
Well, the good thing is he's still very young, and the talent is obviously there. So I think he just.
Mm. But do you think he made the right move by going to La Liga, or should he have gone to Ajax?
Nah, I don't. I think he did the right move, and then just. I mean, he's already giving assists. I don't know if he scored, but I know he's contributed already,
He
and
did
he's
score, yeah.
and he's with Guardado, so that also helps him, get in there.
Well, I know Guardado's pretty much on his way out, right? I've been
Yeah.
hearing a lot of noise about him.
Where you think he would go to Atlas, or he'll be like, I don't know
Well,
about that.
the rumors were really strong for him to go to Atlanta,
Ah,
and then
yeah, they did want him since they've been wanting him for a long
yeah,
time.
and then I've been hearing Atlas again, so I could see him moving soon too. Because he's been in Europe for such a long time.
Yeah, and he needs to cash out, man.
Nah, he's trying to cash out, man. He's got a kid, he's got a wife. Yeah, so I could see like if MLS team were to give him a lucrative deal, I could see him taking it. Same thing with like Chicharo. As much as I love the kid, I can see him cashing out now that he's got one in the oven. He's got a little Chicharo in the oven. He's got a little kid on the way.
Cash out, man. Sell out. Sell out more like.
What sell out? How? Like selling out from what?
Well, we've talked about this before. But yeah, cash out,
Okay,
cash out, sell out, whatever you
let's
want to call it.
not. But
Well, I mean,
right here,
Vela, right? Vela's a big sellout, but the thing about Vela is he.
Wait, what's the difference though? Continue.
yeah.
What?
Okay, continue your thing, but I'm saying, what's the difference between Vela and like a Guardado and Chicharito, like you guys were talking about? Go ahead with Vela.
Oh
Your
no,
Vela
I'm just
thing.
saying with Vela, the difference with him is he's always seen this as a occupation. Like it's been a job for him his entire career. He doesn't actually enjoy like football. He said it 1,000 times. He prefers basketball. Like that's his favorite sport. So he's not a very ambitious person, is what I'm saying. So I'm not surprised that he went to the MLS and dude, this guy's on like third gear right now. He's not even trying. Like I saw him on Saturday. This guy you could put a blindfold on him and he'll still score a hat trick every game. Like this is a joke to him.
Is he
So
like a Billy Madison when he goes back to elementary school and he's playing sports and
it's a joke to him.
just
It's a
running through
joke.
everyone?
He's out there like worrying about what he's gonna have for dinner. Like
What? Wait, wasn't there a Laker snapping at him? They
was
tagged
there?
him. Or,
I don't
yeah.
know. All I know is he's living life, and he's never shown that
Yeah.
he actually wanted to have like a good career in Europe. Like he spent pretty much his whole career like struggling in like Arsenal and getting loaned out, and he really likes Spain. But I'm not surprised that he took the deal. A player like Chicharo, you think he's got more ambition, and yeah, he would definitely be a sellout if he were to leave. But I would understand why he would take the deal.
Yeah, we've talked about this before on the whole LNI, and I guess others a little bit about like I personally would like to see Chicharo go back to Guadalajara. I think he's made plenty of money for his little bun in the oven. Even his current career, he doesn't need to go overboard on getting tons of cash from MLS. I mean, he's got plenty, and I think he's got plenty. Same with Guardado, but yeah, it's always they always have the ambition to get more in MLS.
I think Chiquis is talking about Cheech because he wants to avoid the obvious. We were going to talk about Copa MX and Pumas dropping the ball to Juarez. I think they were scared, man. I think you guys did not want to face America. You saw what was coming, man.
We discussed this. If that's the case,
we haven't discussed it on the pod, though.
If that's okay, let's discuss it. If that's the case, then because this exact topic was brought up before the game. I was conversing with some dudes. about Pumas, and the thought of, okay, just throw in this game so we don't get the 6-0 potential against America in the final, the 6-0 loss. And I was like, no, just bring America, take out Juarez if they're a lesser team, take them out, and bring on America. If we lose 6 or 10-0, that's fine, but we go out and we do our very best. We try our hardest. If we lose, if they start, giving us a baile, then we take one of their players out. Maybe we get red carded, out of frustration, whatever. But we go out there and we don't try to avoid somebody. Now, if Pumas did do that, if they were scared, then that's some
I didn't see the game. Did they use a B squad?
I think they burned up all their juice playing Chivas, and they're in midweek, so they beat Chivas 2-1, and that cost Cardoxo his job, and then they must have been spent when they played Juarez, who has who is it, Marioni? Who's their coach? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, Bruno Marioni. They did have their players out there. They had some.
They did.
Well, Juarez, you know what? Juarez has experienced players, so they might sound like no name club or second division, but they have in their team, they got some experienced players.
Let me see their squad. Let's see if anyone rings a bell.
They had Malkova playing, so I think they had a good set of the players. But this is also a team that beat America. They eliminated America from the Copa MX last year. So things happen. Like a sun shines on a dog sometimes, Pumas isn't.
Sun shines on a dog.
Or how does the phrase go?
I don't know. Broken clock is right twice a day.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, it's not too surprising. Puma isn't like a big money team to where they're not going to lose an occasional important game. Which we go back to, like I had an argument also about Puma because of this loss. Pumas shouldn't be considered a big four, which doesn't make sense. The thought was the two Monterrey teams are now the big four. But if you look back, and I can bring these stats that I looked up.
The little big giants.
Yeah, in the last 20 years, Pumas has 4 titles, Liga MX titles. Monterrey has 3 only, and Tigres has 4. So they're tied with Tigres in the last 20 years.
Are you still justifying Chiquis? I don't know what you're getting at. I just know that
Pumas is there for a reason. Pumas is considered that for a reason, a big 4 team.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm just saying. To me, they dropped the ball in the sense that I think clubs are beginning to take Copa MX more serious. We know America's taking it very serious. This whole thing, and I've given a lot of flack to Mati, but I think he played a good role in the whole like showing what the Copa MX can do for you, and just how Cuba fans were celebrating it, and then the doblete, winning the doblete, and that sort of became a thing to brag about. Like, we won 2 titles. Like, what's up? And so now you have America trying to do the same, and some of these other teams are like.
Those are some nice titles to fluff up your resume. It'll help you land a big team like San Jose Earthquakes.
Yeah, there you go. So it is fluff. It is fluff.
No,
like I said, it's smoke and mirrors, man.
It is. I mean, but
people are laughing about that stuff.
The thing about it is, like, you have to find some way to make this cup a little bit more prestigious, right? Like, I think they need to put a little bit more effort into like making these like the Chivas America. That was great. That was a great matchup. And more of those battles should happen, and
well, that's why the Pumas, dude, that would have been a clásico capitalino.
That would have been a great final.
And so then Pumas they took a dump. Chiquis, man, that's just unacceptable.
Yeah,
you set the league back 3 years, the cup back.
They need me to like who would give a mental boost to the national team. They need me to go over there and talk to them.
How would you? So how do you guys feel about switching things up with the league? Would you guys be in favor of a long season instead of the 2 short seasons?
I am, but just quick, because Piojo, man, I'm saying he hasn't been getting his just due, and he was coming out of a win over Tigres, so he outplayed or outcoached the Toucan, and then he took out. he outcoached Cholos, who had Pareja, and Pareja had been doing pretty good job up to this point. He was one of the candidates for the U.S. job. Maybe not one of the serious ones, but I know a lot of fans wanted him. But I don't think he gets too much credit, and he's just been showing how good he is. So this is his fifth final with America already. So he's already he's already in their record books, man. It's one of their most winning coaches. So that was my Piojo segment, brought to you by Green Party.
Piojo,
What were you saying, Jaime, about the league?
well,
the
Oh,
long tournament.
long season.
I like
yeah.
it.
I do prefer it, but I would say without liguilla, and then because then you have the cups, you have like Copa, you have like the Copa MX, and hopefully if they return to Libertadores, so you could have those cups being played, and so there'll be three cups tournaments, which will be CONCACAF, um, Copa MX, and Libe, and then just long season. I think having liguilla sort of takes away from the other cups.
So I just discovered this, but so the MLS they give out a supporter shield to the team that was the team with the most points, but they still do a liguilla. And I know that in Mexico, liguilla is the moneymaker, so
It is.
you can't eliminate it. So you still have to do like top 8 teams, fighting for the title. But I do believe that consistency should be rewarded, especially because that's like our biggest weakness as a national team is like we're just very inconsistent bunch. So having a long season, managers have a longer leash, and then you have more time to experiment with young players, instead of these short-term results and all this short thinking. So it's kind of like a compromise. Like you got to give the team that was the most consistent like some type of trophy, and then
They used
also
to.
yeah.
I don't know if they gave a trophy, but I know they used to say campeón de verano or campeón de invierno for the team that had like the most points. But I don't know if you won an award. You you weren't exactly the champion, but
Now they
you
just
got
say you're cursed.
a gold star in the forehead.
Gold
They
star on
just
the
say
forehead.
you're cursed going into liguilla as a super
Oh,
leader.
you
Oh
can.
yeah, because we're Mexican like that. And now you're cursed. That's what you get for succeeding.
You can give
Hope you
him a
fail, faggot. Huh?
you can give him a spot in the the Conca Champions, I guess. That'd be like a reward.
Yeah. Wait. What?
That would make Conca Champions even more lopsided in favor of Liga MX, because a real solid team in the super leader would be in it.
Because I mean, Libertadores, we wouldn't be sending our best. We'd be sending like our second best. Because CONCACAF's going to be prioritized, so all the top teams are going to go to Conca Champions, unfortunately. Because it used to be Interliga, right? Interliga was how you qualified for Libertadores.
Well, it used to be before that. It used to be Sears pre Libertadores, double pre, and then you played up. So it used to be Mexican clubs going at it in the Sears pre, and then the winners would play the pre Libertadores against the Venezuelan teams. So they used to be there was this promoter, and he was linked to the Goddamn Azcárraga, Burrillo Azcárraga. So Burrillo Azcárraga, he had juice, and he had one of his lackeys do the deal with the Venezuelan teams. So they went to the Venezuelan FA and they said, "We'll pay you this much money to dispute your Libertadores spots with us, and win or lose, they were guaranteed this much money." I forgot where I was going with that. I was like, oh yeah, that was so that's what they used to do. But they were keeping, dude, that guy was banking it. Burrillo Azcárraga, he was banking because then all those matches and he was getting like a big cut of all those games and the teams going into Libertadores and all that. So that was some political stuff going on there until finally they kind of booted him out once Colmebol said, "You guys are getting direct. You don't have to do no playoffs." And but around the time they booted him, because they really, I know he was doing some shady stuff because he owned Atlante, and they took the team away from him, or he's had to sell it, and then the car, which is the where the national team trains, that that was the Atlante, that was the Pegasus training center, and it was for his club, and they took that from him too, and so but when they took all of that away, that's around the same time Soccer United Marketing, FMF started dealing with Soccer United Marketing. That's when Interliga, they did the Interliga. Yeah, that's went into Interliga, and then there was kind of no need for that after a while. They're like, let's just not. It was kind of fun though. I didn't mind. I kind of liked Interliga.
It was cool because they would play here in the States, and
Yeah.
you'd see some action over here. And Jesus Gallardo just makes it 3-0 for Rayados.
Yeah, that should seal it. I think three goals is a good lead to go into the final.
It's probably going to be 5 by the end of the game. Like, to be honest, at this pace, oh man, it's going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was later on in the game.
30 more minutes.
Yes,
they got 30. They got 30 minutes left.
They got 30 minutes. They can score another 2 goals. Because how many goals did they beat Atlanta by? I remember it was a lot.
Damn. Well, they could send a canterano. So yeah, they scored 5 goals. They probably got a few reserves there, hoping that que caigan 2 más goles, and then they'll send the other team. But I think I want to get into some league talk before it gets more late. So we had Chaflas finally winning, and they beat Santos. León, they were losing to Morelia, and they came back and they won 3-2. But they have 9 wins in a row. They're still tops, first place, 29 points. I think if they win one more game, they would have tied Cruz Azul. I think Cruz Azul holds the record at 10 wins in a row, but it was like way back when, before the Liguilla. So I think León is making history here, and if they continue in first, we're gonna give them bad luck and say that that super leader curse.
Didn't Chivas have a record too, like 8 wins in a row? I never.
Man, that must have been before we were born, Jaime.
No. That was with I want to say that was with Efrain Flores, man.
Really?
It was like 8. I remember it was like a big deal at the time. It was like 8 victories in a row.
Chivas, well, okay, I'll have to get back to it.
Yeah.
I have to get back to it. We need like Joe Rogan. He says, Jamie, look it up.
I'll look it up, man.
So we have so León, and then Querétaro beat Cholos. So man, Cholos not looking too good with 2 losses now.
Well,
the one in the cup where they were humiliated, and then losing to Querétaro. That's also the King Midas touch. They have Vucetich, so we knew Querétaro was gonna start giving people problems. Toluca lost to Pachuca 3-2, and then as we said earlier, the big win, America over Tigres 3-0. And so I think America, man, they're making quite the statement here, both league and cup, and I think they are favorites to repeat at least top 3. So wouldn't be surprised there. And then Cruz Azul, ties Monterrey. 2-goal draw. I think they were losing now. Were they losing, Chiquis? 2-0, and then they came back? Or did they lose the lead?
Cruz Azul.
Pachuca?
Yeah, they were down, and then they came
No,
back
no,
and tied
it
it.
was it was Cruz Azul, Monterrey.
Monterrey. Yeah.
Yeah, regardless, Cruz Azul has about a
Oh.
five like streak of about 5 games where they haven't lost. Because at one point, Caixinha looked like he was up against the ropes, and there is still talk, there is still rumors. I heard, with the Lavanderas, that Cruz Azul has reached out to Turco. So that's a possibility.
Mm.
Supposedly Chivas and Cruz Azul are against the Turk. Not against. I want to bring him back.
Didn't you say he's
So
like a part, like he would be like it'd be a party if
he
Turco came?
was, well, yeah, like what he was doing at America, like the reason that Pelaez let him go. So this guy would, like, they would lose a match, like they lost a Clásico, and then he gave the team the day off the next day because he had to go do something. So Pelaez shows up to training and there's no one there, and he was just he was just mad. And then he would take off midweek to go to Argentina, and he'll say that because he had to go to his daughter's school. And then another time he flew to Rome because there was like the Pope is Argentine, so he had like a friendly game. You know how they have like former stars, yeah, playing like some type of exhibition. This dude just went to Rome to go watch that, probably hoping he could get in. uh, so I mean, he was doing stuff like that where seemed to undermine the team, and I think it's part of that kind of like too laid back attitude probably cost him in Spain with he was with that one team he was with. I
Celta?
forget. Celta, there you go. He was, so because his results weren't really bad. If you see how he was doing, it's like he wasn't he was pretty decent. And they let him go. So he's always had that thing about him, like, but he's had really good results. He did play 2 finals, and then what he did at Cholos, man, is just really. So just aside from his worth ethic, he, questionable, I would say. He brings results. So that's my take on the Turco.
Well, yeah, I
Uh,
mean he won with Xolos, right? And then America.
yeah, and he took Cholos. What was the epic Libertadores run?
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
it's either gonna be Turco or Juan Cambios Osorio, man.
I don't see him returning to Mex, but who knows, man?
Yeah, I doubt that. I like I like Caixinha though, man. I'm a fan because
You're
it's
a
a
fan
bunch of
of Caixinha.
it's just a
You
bunch of
like this
entertainment.
his no skirts comment, right, Chiquis?
I'm in it for
You're
the lulz, man.
misogynist,
I'm in
huh?
it for the I'm in it for the lulz.
He's
It's
like, I don't
entertainment.
talk about skirts.
It's just hilarious, this guy, man.
All right, well, let's finish the roundup. Necaxa beats Veracruz. Veracruz already relegated. Um, Curi, the owner, he's willing to pay to stay, but there's pressure from the other club owners, asking him to sell. Like, they don't want him, dude. They don't want that dude. He's toxic.
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see what happens there. We know that they signed the keeper. I think his last name's Juarez. He's up and coming right now. And then Pumas beat Chivas 2-1. Finally, Puebla, dude. Big 4-0 win over Lobos Buap. That's a pretty harsh defeat.
And Puebla's in eighth, so they might make Liguilla.
Yeah, man, and they brought back Chelis, and he's been working wonders with that team. Yeah, they are now in Liguilla spot. So quick rundown. León, León in first, followed by Tigres, then Monterrey, and then America in fourth. I see these four teams. These are all Liguilla bound, if you ask me. These four teams are going to be Liguilla bound, and I should say they're all favorites. And then fifth, Necaxa, sixth, Pachuca, seventh, Cruz Azul, Puebla in eighth. And then you're gonna have a pretty tough fight. I would say going all the way to even 15th. I think from 15, which is Atlas at 13 points, all the way to Tijuana in ninth, who has 19. I think that's gonna be the battle right there.
For the last spot.
Wait, seventh Cruz Azul. My bad. Huh? Well, no, I mean not just for the last spot. I mean I think some of these teams might still 4-0.
Yeah, I'll be with you guys in like 10 minutes. Just give me, I gotta go hook up on my goodies.
Oh, it's Yon. 4-0 now. Yeah, 4-0 Rayados over the Wiz.
Jeez. It's my stream's a little bit behind. It's a penalty.
Ouch.
Yeah. I said 5, so
You did. With 20 more minutes.
we're on par. We're on course right now.
You should bet. You should bet like
I never bet, man.
who was the guy betting La Trucha? Who was the guy betting there in the Mex game?
I have no idea.
He was doing some serious betting there. Like I think you could still do that bet. A running bet.
Leon looks good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I am very curious to see what happens with JJ Mack.
Yeah, well, look, just real quick, don't mean to cut you off. Just speaking of Leon, they have the líder de goleo, Angel Mena, with 11 goals, and JJ Mack has 6 goals. Just between them, that's 17 goals, man.
That's a lot.
That's more than Chivas has scored all season.
That's a lot, especially in a torneo corto, where that is like much needed in a short tournament. It's many goals. Yeah, they have the most goals in the league, huh? Damn.
Yep. And I had to check, but I think they also had the best defense. I know they had it last.
They do. Only 8.
They still do. Yeah. So, and they have Cota, so that's a good goalkeeper. He won it all with Chivas.
Cota. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Gudiño, but he kind of looks like a lost deer, like when you flash the lights on the road. He has these weird blunders, man.
He's still very green.
Yeah.
He has I think under 50 games, first division. Under 50, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's just what he needs, more playing time, just to get more comfortable and used to it, and just learning from these mistakes. But
what do you think about Corona coming to Chivas?
I like Corona, but if you have someone like Gudiño who's already getting called up for the national team, that he has that good potential, I think it could like set him back. Sort of what happened with Toño Rodriguez, who was at Chivas, and he had some good seasons. He was one of the standout players when the team was looking bad. And then he had a drop in form, and then Cota completely took over the number 1 spot. And then I'll say Toño never knew how to react, so that he ended up getting sent out. But he's been doing good at Lobos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good.
He's still Chivas, right? He's just been loaned out. Yeah.
He's still with the team.
Yeah,
I would rather have those.
Just have them battle it out.
Yeah.
Just
and that would be
out.
a good battle. It would, and Chivas hasn't had something like because they had at one point when they had Luis Michel, and they had They had Talavera, and they had Osvaldo. We had all these good keepers, man. Just where they sold. They end up selling Osvaldo because they knew he was keeping the other guy. He was gonna keep the other guy from playing. Who ended up doing pretty good.
I was always very salty about how they handled Osvaldo. You know, won the title with Chivas,
Oh
and then you just let him walk,
yeah,
and he ended
ah,
up winning two more with Santos.
he did. Same with Gallito, because Gallito they sent him on Santos and he goes and he wins it over there.
Yeah,
No, yeah, that was like a tough choice because it's like if you have some quality players from Cantera that you're not gonna be good, and then how? Because man, and at that point, I think
it was weird, right? Because you let Osvaldo walk, so then obviously the next in kin was Talavera, but correct me if I'm wrong, he got injured, right?
yeah,
He got
yeah,
injured and he didn't take the spot. Luis Michel had to come in. And then Chivas ended up letting Talavera go to Toluca.
yeah, and they had already coming up the ranks. Um, they had the kid from the under 17 who he was the starting keeper, 2005 under 17 champions. He's playing in second division right now. God dang, I can't remember his name. He was really tall too, 6'5".
The champion in what, Peru?
Yeah, it
Guy.
was in Peru.
Um, Let me see. Squats, Mexico. It was Sergio Arias.
Yes, there you go. 5 goals, man. You called it. It might be one or two more. Um, but yeah, it's 5-0 now.
Dang.
Rayados putting on the hurt. Um,
The
I don't
gap is
think they're.
closing.
I think it's closing enough, not in the field, but in other areas. But yeah, in the field, it's still pretty wide.
Can
Uh,
you imagine? Can you imagine
I
Chicharito and Guardado going to these teams, getting spanked in Conca Champions?
I mean,
well,
you take a team like LAFC, they wouldn't be losing like this.
I would. I don't. I don't. I would. I
yeah,
would disagree with that, man.
I'm gonna make the excuse for them again, though.
I
I
don't think
still
they'd be
think they're
losing
pretty.
5-0 right now. LAFC is a really good team.
They'd lose. I don't think they'd be losing by this much, but I think they would lose. Atlanta got beat. Okay, let me go look exactly.
Well,
Atlanta got beat
it's not
3-0
it's not the
3-0 by
same
Monterrey.
Atlanta though.
Ouch.
I think. Well, what players were taken? What players were not there? If we're
They
talking about
sold
coach,
they sold like their best player. I forgot. I don't know. I just know he was like
and
a really good.
they brought in PT though from River Plate.
PT,
He didn't.
he still needs to get used to it.
Oh,
He's to
okay.
acclimatarse,
I
Oh man,
climatized to it.
there you go.
got got to get accustomed to it.
Get learn some
That's a,
English and
that's
whatnot.
an excuse.
He was no, it's not, dude. Come on, look, it's the same with Jimenez, with all the talent he has, and he's as athletic. And I think if he would have been given a proper chance, eventually he would have earned his spot. I just don't think they gave him much of a shot. And the same at Benfica where they were using him as super sub. I mean,
Yeah,
and it's the Portuguese league, man. With all due respect,
I know.
I think if they would have a coach that would have seen and trusted in him more, and he would have been dominant. So
But
he comes to
thank
Wolves, and
God he's got a world-class agent, you know?
he does. Well, he does because that's the guy that took him.
Jorge Mendes. Man.
He took him to Portugal, and he made sure he got. He's sort of a big deal down there. So he's like, this dude better play. You better make sure he gets plenty of minutes. and then Mendes has a he
Well,
he
he
has a
owns.
partnership
Yeah,
with
he has like some type of stake in Wolves.
yeah. So to me, it wasn't a surprise. I knew he was gonna sign
He's
with them
like
once he did
he's
good.
like representing like half this team. Like it's ridiculous.
Half his team is
Like
he's
half the
yeah.
team is like it's like George Mendes FC. Like they should be renamed. My only
Yeah,
concern is like I'm very happy that he's gonna stay because we have this thing where it's like, oh look, he's doing good. He should join a top four club. Like, hey, there's nothing wrong with him being a starter every single game at a mid-table club that is probably gonna end up in Europa League and has a good
yeah,
chance to at least make the final of the FA Cup. Like that, there's
yeah,
nothing wrong with that, you know. Like we need more of that. We need more players that sure you might take a little bit of a step down, but not really. If you're playing every single game, I'd rather take
yeah.
that.
And if he can maintain this consistency, he'll be in line to be one of that club's like iconic
Yeah.
players. And which is what another thing we would want as Mexico fans. We want as many Mexican fans, Mexican players to have gone abroad and not just played good, but to have made a difference at those clubs.
Mm-hmm.
That they're still, that when that club is getting a Mexican player, they're like the fans will be like, oh snap, it's a Mexican dude. Sort of like in PSV now, they've gotten so many good Mexican players now that it's not something like you would have said, oh, we should have just gotten an RG instead or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that the the Mexican love you get in the
But wait,
Netherlands.
what happened to Yon? Because he was coming and then he said he had
He
a
left. I don't know.
kolache
Gotta set up,
emergency and then
gotta set up his stuff.
he's he's
Hey, quick question though, Jaime.
Hmm.
So you think LAFC takes the MLS title this year?
Definitely a favorite. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
I I mean, I don't really like the MLS to be honest, but because I've had to go to a few games and check it out, there's one thing that LAFC has done right, and it's like they've really thought this project out, and they've got a really good support. Like they were 1,000 deep in San Jose. They were making the roof shake, so they got like the right kind of culture going on and breeding. And then you take a player like Carlos Vela who can pretty much change the course of a game with a snap of his fingers. So I could see them being a favorite to win the whole thing, especially now that Atlanta sort of just I don't know what it's like campeonatus itis something, you know, it's like they're not a strong side anymore.
What is the um, demographics of the LAFC fans? Are they like
It's
Mexican American kids
it's a
or like
lot.
some white
It's
dudes?
just
it's everything, dude.
yeah, it's a lot of Chicanos, a lot of Chicanos. They've sort of embraced their club as their own, you know, because you didn't see that type of connection with Chivas USA. I
No,
think I think
or
people,
even Galaxy,
yeah.
they
Well, I mean, but especially Chivas USA, because you would think I think the idea with Chivas USA was like all these Mexicans in California that are big Chivas fans are gonna support Chivas USA. Like it's gonna be like Chivas 2.0, and that wasn't the case. You
they
know,
sent a bunch of scrubs. That
yeah.
was just that was. They said I was remember watching the very first game, and dude, it was kind of sad because they had sent Ramon. I don't know if Ramon played because I know he was still battling a knee injury.
Ramon
It was
Ramirez.
yeah, it was Ramon Ramirez in one leg, dude, and this guy just needed to be put out of his misery, and they're throwing him in there, man. He looked like those Chiva players right now that are doing those. They're doing those like. Have you seen it? The old Chiva guys are going around playing games.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're all like old with beer bellies.
I see
I,
it.
I
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. I was like, oh man, it's almost like.
It's
Oh,
funny though. It's funny.
but but yeah, Ramon, dude, Ramon was just like he shouldn't have been playing, dude, and and then they had Pulpo Zuniga, who was oh man, he was one of my favorite players. Uh, and he was also injured goods, and he only played like 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes, dude. He does a save, and that's it. He never gets back up.
Oh, what?
I'm not kidding, dude. They carry him out in a stretcher,
Oh
and
my
that's it. His
god.
career. He was that injured, dude. One dive took him out, and
What?
yeah. And then
No way.
Brad Guzan was like the rookie, and he ended up having to play, and that just kind of hurt them because he was still very green, uh, talented player though, but he
That's
lacked
so funny.
experience, and that hurt the team right there, man. And so Valencia was the other guy that they had sent, and he didn't want to stay. He ended up coming like halfway through the season, but they sent a bunch of scrubs, like a bunch of players that just weren't good enough. I don't know what they were thinking, like it's like they didn't take it that serious.
Yeah. So what's happening now is it's so easy to hate on the Galaxy because like you don't want to be like one of those like the Galaxy is kind of like the Yankees. Like everybody hates them because they have the most titles and they brought these like ridiculous like salaries and players to the club. So like you have this like group of people in LA that love soccer. Obviously, they show up at the Rose Bowl and fill up the stadium 90,000 every time Mexico comes. So they have all this like channeled energy and they got nowhere to use it, And then you got a team like LAFC who just comes in and you can see like it's really taking over the city of LA.
I think it's a mixture.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. I think it's a mixture of like what you're saying, exactly right, but also Carlos Vela coming and being that big name, and then you have the Hollywood effect with like Will Ferrell out there like cheering on the fans. So you have like a gringo effect where all the Mexican Americans know who Will Ferrell is or Will Ferrell, and then the Carlos Vela Mexican side of things.
Yeah,
so it's just like a perfect storm of
it is a perfect storm. Mm-hmm. So the ambiente is like very, very similar to like a Mexico game. You hear them, singing the whole game, standing the whole game. It's like a little party. I walked over there like at the end of the game, and it was like still half an hour after the game was over. They're still over there, like all chanting and like it's like a little party over there, So
you know what, Hank? That's one of the first things that the club did.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
What the fuck?
That's one of the first things
that was the best day of my life right there.
They reached out, they reached out to a lot of the former Chivas USA fans that had support groups, and they reached out to them and they brought him along. They're like, hey, we would like you to cheer our team,
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, Galaxy! Here we go! Here we go, Galaxy! Here we go!
Well, speaking of Galaxy, when is the Tráfico? Because that's what I want to see. I want to see if Zlatan like puts Vela in his place again, like he did last time.
Oh man, you know what? Me and Juwan are thinking of going and covering that.
Yeah, you
guys should, man. LAFC versus LA Galaxy. Let's see. That's gonna be July 19th.
Oh, that's still far away. So are you sure of that?
Yeah.
That's
did they already play each other this season?
No, not that I know of.
Oh. And then you got Copa Oro. So what's going on there? When is Copa Oro? Do they not stop the MLS for that? Like, what is wrong with them?
Oh no, they don't even stop it for the World Cup.
Jeez, what's wrong with them?
I remember they would advertise it like, and they'll say, you could watch. They'll put the World Cup game at the jumbotron.
No, nice. Oh, I'll be right back.
Damn, you're right.
Well, July, he said.
Man, 7/19.
Copa Oro is June. Group stages.
Yeah, Copa Oro starts June 15th, and I'm guessing it'll be like 3 weeks, so it'll be done by 4th, 5th July. 3rd. Yeah.
Actually, 7 July in Chicago.
You know what, gentlemen? I think by the time the two LA teams meet, it's going to be a pretty heated game. You're going to have to start making my reservations.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've had my toys. It's just nice to have them back.
Welcome, John. Yeah, we just went over we talked about everything pretty much. League, Copa MX, Pumas, Raul Jimenez, and Conca Champions, where Liga MX seems to continue their dominance.
Are they? I thought Monterrey was. Is it 4-0 or are they up to 5-0 yet?
5-0.
Is it 5? Oof.
5-0.
So they're going to get a chance to return the favor, because I believe the second leg of the final is going to be at the Universitario. So Monterrey might be able to win a trophy in Tigres' backyard the way that Tigres did a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was telling this gentleman, because Monterrey has invested a lot of money, so they really needed something to show for it. Oh man, Pizarro scored a very nice goal. He was just one for the highlight reels.
You think Pizarro will end up in Europe, or is that boat gone?
Next is gone. As soon as Chivas signed him for what was it, 17 million, that his European dream, dude, says fumo. It just went up in smoke.
So he's gonna stay at Rayados.
I think he would have to have be in the national team and have and you know what? It would have been nice if we would have had a Copa America, and then he would have looked really good against some of those top teams, against Uruguay, Brazil.
Wait, what's the most a team has paid for a Mexican player from Mexico? Was it Lainez with what was it, 14, 15 million?
Yeah, that's about the most. It's never been over 20.
Yeah.
America could pay him. You have to take back those comments. He'd have to do a second apology for those comments he made.
No, I mean, how old is he right now, man? How old is Pizarro?
Huh? He's young, right? He's probably no more than 25. Hold on, let me see. He is 25, yeah.
Yeah, 25. Who knows, man? Because, I mean, unless Monterrey is you know what, his contract is about to expire, so he would be about...
I can see that.
He'll be about 27 maybe, but see, that's the other thing, because he would count as... He would take up space as a extranjero, and just living at an age... At that at that age, it always makes it more difficult. You need, unless a super agent goes after him, Super Agent Mendez.
Oh man,
friend.
I want to know how that happened. How did he end up with Jorge Mendes?
That is a good story, and I'm surprised we haven't read much about it. And I've been seeing all this praise being heaped recently on Jimenez as he deserves it, but almost no mention of Mendes, and it's dude, this guy played a big role on it, because
100%,
very, very easily, just the way it would have gone, Athletic probably sends him to second division team, to Granada or somewhere, and then he struggles some more, and then he ends up in Tigres or Monterrey. And people would have thought, he's failed, or no sirve, and it's dude, and the guy was just oozing with talent. He just needed to be in the right team with the right coach and everything.
Wish we could get a time machine and have Ochoa sign with him, because Ochoa could have gone places, man. He just needed a good agent.
Well, the problem with Ochoa is that he never got his passport, and teams are just not going to waste a foreign spot for a goalie.
He should have stayed in France.
He should have stayed in France.
Yeah, even though his son was born there, right, John? His son was born there, and he just needed to stay in, what was it, Corsica? One more year.
1 or 2 more years, I think it was.
Dude, you're in an island, resort island. Just
he didn't want to play in second division, right? That was the big thing.
no, the thing for the offer came from Spain, but it was poorly. It was just poor decision.
Because that's what happened, right? He went to Axio, and then they got relegated. And I think even one of the fans sold their like house so they could afford to keep Ochoa. But he left anyways. He went to Malaga, and we all know what happened there.
Yeah, the problem with Malaga was that the goalkeeper coach was Cameroonian,
and
the goalkeeper was Cameroonian, and yeah, good luck. So it just didn't. Yeah, it was
a bad move.
Not the best decision there by one of many poor decisions made by not just Mexican soccer players, but just soccer players in general. Oh, but just it's more magnified since we notice it more. But other guys from other countries make just as many bad decisions. So I know that a lot of people want to just think that it's just Mexico that happens, but no, it happens.
Like you have a performance like you did in Brazil in the World Cup. That is a like that should be your pass to sign with any top 4 club.
Again, if he had a EU passport, it would have been a stamp, but he didn't have it.
So right here I'm reading on Mendes, and they say that he bought 50% of his transfer fee from Atletico de Madrid.
Oh shit!
And this is when he took him to Portugal, to Benfica. Ouch! They must be. At them Atletico, he must have a really good like a talent scout. That was like, hey man, get this dude. He's a gem, just waiting to be polished.
No, it's a guy like Mendes is if he's your agent, that's usually a good sign. And of course, just there's so many Portuguese players at Wolves. I mean, the coach is Portuguese, the goalie is Portuguese, the midfield is Portuguese.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'm really happy for Raul. And the thing is that if it wasn't Wolves, it would have been somebody else that would have signed him, and they probably would have been able to get more money out of it. And the thing about Wolves is that if Raul has another good year next year,
yep,
then Liverpool or like you said, one of the top team are going to pay double what Wolves paid for him. So yeah, it's a sound investment for them.
Two things I hope. Number one, that they keep majority of the squad, because that's my biggest concern is Wolves getting picked apart in the off season.
But Mendes, dude, Mendes would just bring another group of.
Well, because a lot of players are on there on loan,
Yeah.
So I would hopefully they get through against is it Watford in the FA Cup? And they get to the final, and then they keep most of the players, because Raul, he can't do it on his own. He's got a good supporting cast. If you take away Jota, I don't know how many goals Raul has, because they've had a great partnership this season.
Yeah, I feel confident having Mendes there. I think he would. He seems to have a pretty good supply. He'll bring in another good batch.
He'll bring in Cristiano, since it's his boy.
Just
the best ever.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's starting to make a lot of sense why Real Madrid sold that guy, and why they haven't really quote unquote replaced him yet with their announcement yesterday about the stadium they want to build. It's not like in this country where they can hold local governments hostage to build a stadium. I mean, they have to finance that thing entirely on their own.
Is that really a priority, though? Like a new stadium? It shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, it's it is Real Madrid.
Because I went to that stadium in 2015. I did a tour there, and they already had the concept designs for like this new stadium, and that was like almost 5 years ago. It's like, dang, like when is this thing gonna be built? So it's like it's been slow progress.
Would they built it in the same grounds or somewhere
Yeah,
else?
they're just gonna build on top of it. I think they're just gonna like
They're gonna
kind of
go in and
they're just gonna reconstruct it. Yeah.
remember when the Chicago Fire they were gonna build a stadium, so they were playing at a high school. Imagine like Real Madrid. They don't
Playing
have a
at South Lake
cancha.
Carroll's high school.
They're playing at some Madrid prep school.
Well, I mean, let's not forget that it's not just Real and Atletico Madrid that play at Madrid. I mean, there's Getafe and there's
It's true.
Rayo Vallecano. I mean, there's a whole bunch of teams that play in Madrid, so they won't have a problem finding a place to play.
Yeah, but maybe even Atletico, because that's just too much money. They would want one of the bigger stadiums.
So who do you think they're gonna buy this summer? You think it's gonna be Hazard?
I heard something crazy that they have about a 500 or 600 million. They're gonna have like a spending fee.
Zidane got his wish, huh?
God damn!
He did his little berrinche, and then they brought him back, and now
This is
he's
this
gonna,
is see, this is what Mati should have done. He should have left, but not signed with anyone.
maybe
And then
maybe he's just
back.
losing on purpose over there in San Jose, so
they can fire him.
they can fire him.
No, he should have just stayed. Like he should have just stayed. He was already living in Max. Should have just
So Chio's getting a new contract this summer, like
TV contract. They should for the U.S. The U.S. with
Batileche y galletas para todos.
Batileche. But I do think, which probably because there's that Univision just announced, not Univision, Televisa that they're doing a new channel, right?
Didn't they clean house over there?
Well, yeah, but I think they're gonna relaunch. So I do think they might have Chivas as for the sports.
Mm-hmm.
So they might come into make some good shekels out of that. So that should be good.
Let's see.
All right, boys.
So, game's over. 5-0.
Whoa.
Final score. What'd I say?
You did, so you should have gone that bet.
How long you guys been online?
Ouch.
Been on for a bit, so
About 7:40.
Oh, okay. It's a long time.
yeah. Usually we go. I think at the most 2 hours, 2.5 sometimes.
We've been known to go 3. It's like an Ingmar Bergman movie. This podcast sometimes it just keeps going and going and going and going.
John, do you know about the Televisa? They're launching the new station for the U.S. market.
Yeah, I have to think that it's going to be a combination with Univision because, I mean, they're partners. I don't see how they would.
But I think they're buying, like, they're going to be majority owners.
Yeah, I don't think Univision's losing money on the deal. But, I mean, half the programming is from Televisa on Univision Deportes Network, and half the announcers are, they share announcers. Yeah. On every, one half they do the Univision broadcast, and the second half they do the Televisa broadcast. Half the talent is from Televisa. Paco Villa works both. So does Bermudez.
Here I have this from yesterday. Televisa Univision to merge sports divisions. Spanish language broadcasters Televisa and Univision have announced a strategic alliance to combine their respective sports divisions and launch with revamped content, presenters, and a new image in Mexico, the US, and Canada. The as yet unnamed new sports brand will be unveiled on the 9th of June, targeting an audience of 170 million. So I do think they're gonna want Chivas. That if they're launching that, they're gonna want, especially if they're doing Liga MX and they already have America for obvious reasons. So I do think they're gonna want Chivas, and I do think Chivas is gonna, van a salir ganando también. So I think if their new US deal would bring them some good money. And
because we need to go shopping in the summer, man. Chivas need to get Cesar Montes is like #1 priority.
It's funny you bring up Chivas because if I'm not mistaken, their last outing didn't go so well. I know you're trying to soften the blow, trying to talk about Pumas and how bad they were in the Copa MX final. But there are a couple of things I have to say about that. One, that's I believe the third victory in a row that Pumas has had over Chivas. 2 in the league, 1 in the Copa, and 2, Pumas wasn't afraid of playing America. They beat America already this season, and they would have played them at home at Seoul. It was just they just caught they had a bad stupid yellow, second yellow, and then started the second half, and Juarez is that place was rocking. It was I'm happy for them. They it's and Juarez, if I'm not mistaken, I believe eliminated America.
Yeah, Jaime brought that to our attention.
Yeah.
No, you were saying how you had said Juarez had eliminated America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that you or was that Chiquis? Someone said.
I think it was Chiquis, but
so what I'm trying to say, Joel, is you're not going to hear this at all tonight.
What do you mean at all? Oh, tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. Well, yeah, it's understandable. Chivas just hasn't been there.
I mean, this is what you're going to hear. Talk Chivas. There you go. That's how Chivas has been playing.
The king.
That's how Chivas has been playing.
Oh man, John, you got some fire, man. You got some fire today. What's up?
It's I hear people talking bad about Pumas, and
are you a Pumas fan?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been a Pumas fan since the mid '70s.
Oh, okay. So you get to see the Hugo show.
Well, the Cabinho show before the Hugo show, but yeah, it was. Yeah, they both were pretty spectacular. I mean, I barely remember it. I'll be honest with you, but
yeah,
that's why I became a fan of theirs, because all they did was score just piles and piles of goals every game. Just
goles son amores.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And when Cabinho went to Atlante, I was like, really, Atlante?
Atlante, man, R.I.P.
Although they did play a final against Tigres in '82, which Tigres actually won.
Oh, was that their first title? Probably, huh?
It was actually their second, because they'd beaten Pumas in either '78 or '79. I forget which one. Yeah, but no, it was. It's funny because usually because during the NBA season I'm very busy, so and I've been like telecommuting pretty much for the past 6 months. So a lot of the times we do these podcasts, I'm on the road.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have my goodies, but I have my goodies with me today. So. It makes it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely need the soundboard
to make fun of, because I do have a lot of. Well, let's see who. Oh, of course we have the. Here, this will be for all the Chivas fans tonight.
Ya, Gonzalo. Agua con los chavillos. Te están viendo tus hijos, Gonzalo. Compórtate ya.
Yeah, kicking us while we're down, don't you?
Well, the trash talking Guarita would also say,
Chivas, don't make me laugh.
Yeah, see, so it's not just me.
I still see this team bouncing back.
Oh, they'll bounce back. They have to.
And yeah, with the summer in our top.
Well, if I was not mistaken, Joel, I believe that you at the beginning of last season.
I still believe.
Well, hang on a second. Let's retrace our steps. At the beginning of the Apertura, after week 2, Joel, you suggested to Chivas fans to go out on loan for the season because Chivas wasn't going to mount anything. He said, go out on loan, go support other teams. Don't worry, Chivas is still going to be here, but this and we in Jornada dos, you said this season is lost in Jornada dos. And then at the beginning of the clausura, you said Chivas, Liguilla or busts, they're going to make the semifinals at the very least. And now...
No, I didn't say semifinals.
And now,
I just said Liguilla's back in the menu. No, I still think Liguilla is still a very possibility. It's still there, and they will face two teams that will already be qualified in Tigres and León. Their schedule is not that bad.
They play Lobos next, right?
Yeah, and they're playing the Lobos that just came out of a big loss. So, I mean, if they could get their ish together, I still think they could rally and at least sneak in 8th place. And that's all we need.
That's all we need. Chivas have always been a repechaje team.
Yeah. We just need to get in there. Just the tip, and that's it.
Just
we don't.
Tip, and then there, it's a different story.
Yeah.
So honestly, Hoa, do you honestly believe that by the end of the season it's going to be? Hang on a second. It's going to be one of these. You honestly believe that that's what's going to happen, Hoa? You know that they're not going to make the Liguilla. They're going to collapse even more.
They're going to collapse under Coyote.
I mean, they have Nopalito Coyote coaching them right now. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Oh, Nopalito!
It's just not going to happen.
Damn.
Ouch.
Damn. Okay. I see you, John. I see you.
You know who I would bring in to coach Chivas right now because they have a better luck is.
Yeah, Gonzalo.
Gonzalo.
Yeah, bring Gonzalo in.
No, he's too emotional.
Nah, let's bring Bofo in.
Bofo mine. I would bring Tiburon, dude.
What's Ramon Morales doing right now?
I think he wanted to do youth coaching. And he had presented, there's a group of Chivas, former Chivas players. And they were trying to present a project, but they weren't taken serious. I think this was around the time of Benaiges when they brought in the former Barca guy, Albert.
Did they fire him too?
Yeah. Who?
The Benaiges, didn't they fire him? They fire everybody.
They did. They fired. No, well, see, because the guy that brought him in was like they were like restructuring the team, and they kicked out Güero Real to bring in Benaiges, and then when they brought De La Torres, Real is their boy, so they because they were going to bring back Real, and I remember Profe Cambiarrayas was crying. And I was like, okay, look, if Benaiges is all that, like you claim, he's gonna end up in a big team. You don't have that in your resume. La Masia at their greatest, and he's working like in Puerto Rico, like some semi-pro team. That's like where he's at.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Hey, man, we got Lobos next. Let's take it day by day, man.
Wait, Lobos, is it at home?
Yeah. And then they play Morelia. Akron.
Okay, then Morelia. See, 2 winnable games. That's 6 points.
Then you got the Super Camotes.
Oh man, they've been doing good.
And then
Chelis has them fired up.
And then the toughest ones, León and then Tigres. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're gonna be qualified by that point.
It's not gonna stop them from kicking our ass, bro.
No, man. They're gonna send reserves. They're gonna be like, let's put the foot off of the pedal. No need to injure players. We need to make up the minutes for that 2011 rule.
I think it's gonna be just in time for Gignac to come back, no?
Oh man, that's right. But yeah, you just send someone to kick them, just una patada, like, te calmas, cabrón. And then
so Guadalajara has 50, so they need 11 points out of their next 5 games. So that's 3 wins and 2 draws.
It's
3 wins and 2 draws.
Could happen.
Sí se puede.
This is the most positive I've heard Joel in a long time. I think Jaime is.
I believe that we can
bringing
win.
some positivity to Joel. Chivas unite. When Juan comes on, Jaime, when Juan comes on, he's a Chivas fan also. It's always a Chivas versus Chivas moment. They're always fighting and stuff. So with you, you and Joel are friends, are like BFFs or something.
The thing about it is,
You
like,
sound salty.
I'm a fan, obviously, but I'll try and be as neutral as I can be.
We haven't had a good Chiva contra Chiva in a long time.
Yeah, Juan is out coaching. That's why he needs to make it on him. But yeah, but Jaime, Chiva fan, bringing positivity to the podcast. Good stuff.
So Jaime, how many Chivas titles have you been alive to see? I want to know how old you are.
So I'm a '90s baby.
So you just so 3 or 2.
I saw Chivas win against Toros Nesa. That was the first one. Love that. Gusano Nápoles. Then I saw them lose to Necaxa, which was tough. And then I saw them lose to Pumas.
So let me ask you this: as a Chivas fan, I know that the Chivas fans think that Pelado Almeida is like the greatest coach in the history of coaching. And Tuca did the same thing. And why don't Chivas fans hold Tuca in the same regard? He did the exact same thing.
I think Tuca, because it was so long ago, and obviously he like hates Chivas now. You know?
No, but you know what? It's that he won the 2 Copa MX, the Super Copa, and then the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And one thing I've said a bunch of times, that these are cups that weren't being played for a long time, for many years. Even the CONCACAF wasn't taken serious. At one point, they would just play it over the weekend I remember when they played it in Las Vegas, I think it was also some college stadium, and they just had like one-off games. Thing with Copa MX, it was just not being played.
I think with Mati, like, I don't think he was our best coach. I think he, because of like the positivity he brought, the love that he had for like Mexico, is definitely like, it blinds us from the obvious flaws that he had, because those Copa MX like cups, like, let's be honest, man, those are Mickey Mouse cups. They're not real cups.
It is, but he came at the right time.
Yeah, he did win the Conca Champions, which is like respectable. And I wish he could have stayed. I think there was still a lot more that he could have done.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
But that's the thing. He chose not to stay.
Was it his decision? I don't know, man. I think
to me it was.
They were kind of trying to force him out.
No, but like, I'm just going off of what I've seen, and also like because they had at one point given him like complete control. Like he was like, he even took over the medical. He overseen the medical staff, the youth. He just was running the whole team, and he even you could find articles where he's saying, it's too much for me. I need help, and that's around the time they brought in Jirafa, and you see the presentation, and you could see Mati's hating it. He wanted Benja, and they keep it in the family, and they brought in Jirafa, and then Jirafa said he met up with, and he said it on Spicy Soccer. He's like, I went to Mati's house to meet up with him so we could plan the season, and Mati just didn't want to be part of it. I think he was checked out, and they said now they're filtering that he wasn't getting along with Amauri. And Vergara had just booked it. Vergara was like his main support, but he left to New York. So they kind of did leave him out to dry. But I do think Chivas messed up in giving him like so much to do, and he just didn't have that experience to run all that.
My other question since I have a new Chivas fan to talk to, is, okay, so Chivas fans live in the city of Guadalajara, where they have a song that's easily the most famous Mexican song, period. I mean, I don't think anyone doubts that. Yet they never sing it ever. I mean, I'm thinking, scoring goals or whatever, or like especially like if you're in, if you're beating Club America and you're in the Azteca and there's so many parts of that song you can sing to rub it in their face, and they never do it. It's like, what a massive what a huge opportunity wasted for Chivas fans. Have this unbelievably outstanding song at their disposal.
Yeah, but it's like
they never use it.
It's like when la selección, like when you have those partidos moleros and everyone starts singing, silly, It's just
yeah, I mean, but they can. I mean, I understand that, but that kind of stuff should happen organically. I mean, geez. It boggles my mind. Like, if they're not up 2-0, why they're not doing the ay part of the Guadalajara song? How cool would that be? The whole stadium's doing that. Well, wouldn't that give you chills? Wouldn't every hair in your body stand up if you heard the whole stadium doing that?
You sort of need a supporters group to do that. Does Chivas even have like a?
Oh, they sing songs. Their songs are from Argentina.
Evidente. It's fine.
I mean, it's just, if their whole marketing is that we're the all Mexican team and all this, and then you're doing all this Argentine stuff, you got the greatest Mexican song in history. And, they use it occasionally to maybe get the crowd going just a little bit. They play the Vicente bit, and that's it.
John wants us singing the Cucaracha.
No, I don't want to sing the Cucaracha. I want him singing Guadalajara.
He wants us singing La Cucaracha in Mexico games and shit, man. Nah, dude, those are classics, but you don't sing those in a game, man. You got to make your own chance.
Yeah, heaven forbid the team Guadalajara doesn't sing Guadalajara when they're winning.
I one of my favorite.
Imagine why they would do that.
One of my favorite chants is Rojinegro Cagón. That's like one of my favorite ones.
That's I think it's a generational difference. I think that's a millennial type of thing. I'm surprised they're not playing reggaeton or something, like singing to that.
Chiquis, didn't you leave earlier, Chiquis?
Well, I look at Liverpool and they sing a song that's 80 years old.
Yeah. I remember when I went to Barcelona in Camp Nou, they always end every game with that old ass.
Yeah, their anthem, and then the crowd goes
crazy. Nuts. Yeah, it's so old.
And and everyone sings it, and it's pretty badass when they do.
All right, I'll tell you what, John. They're gonna play at Levi's Stadium against Benfica. I'm gonna try and make it happen, bro.
I think you should.
You gotta pass off. You gotta pass off flyers with the lyrics, though.
With the lyrics,
because it's gonna be like the national anthem. Have you seen Mexico fans? They'll sing like just the first few lines and then they forget.
Yeah.
Guadalajara, Guadalajara. I mean, how hard is that? Nat King Cole can sing it.
It's kind of hard to like chant that in a game.
It might not work. Yeah. As a chant, it might not sound the same.
Well, you can't say Guadalajara 4 times in a song and then somehow that's not going to work. Yeah, I can see how that's.
No, it's like it's not. It's a song. It's not like a. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking way too much.
I'm gonna
Guadalajara fans to.
You know what I'm gonna do?
It's on its most emblematic song of the entire country.
I'm gonna make
the all Mexican team.
I'm gonna make everyone sing "Mesa que más aplauda."
That I could see working.
Mesa que más aplauda. I'm just gonna make everyone do that.
But instead of niña, le mando la podóloga. So that.
Yeah. La Minera.
I wonder, John, if that ever came up, because there is a few support groups, like the Ultras and the Irreverente or whatever. There's a couple of them. Legion, I think, Legion, and because they have meetings, and then they do their banners and work on chants and stuff. So I bet they've gone through stuff. So I wonder if that ever popped up and if they tried it and it just didn't work.
What kind of meetings?
You like movies about gladiators?
What kind of meetings?
Well, it's almost like home ec, because then they they're sewing stuff and painting. Because he kind of makes signs and the trapos and all that. Drums is like, yeah.
It's gonna be a fun summer. You got Gold Cup, you got the International Champions Cup, which is kind of weird because it's gonna be all over the globe. You know, it's like makes no sense.
And the Gold Cup is finally gonna stick their toe in the water of playing games outside their comfort zone / moneymaker, which is the United States. They're going to play one game in Costa Rica. And they announced this week they're going to play one game in Jamaica. And what they should do is they should play one home, one away, and one neutral, just to give everyone a fair. I mean, it's one thing to play El Salvador with 30,000 El Salvadorians in Los Angeles. It's another thing to play El Salvador with 50,000 El Salvadorians in the Cuscatlan. I can't even say Cuscatlan.
Yeah.
I mean, wait. So there's 2 international matches?
No, there's just going to be 2 outside. There's one in Costa Rica, a group game in Costa Rica, and a group game in Kingston, Jamaica. They just announced that this week.
Out of all places, Kingston.
Well, they said they were going to have one in Central America and one in the Caribbean. But like I said, what they need to do is play one home, one away, and one neutral. So you play one wherever, and then play the rest of the.
Why don't we just do it all in Canada? Switch things up. I don't know. I don't get it.
Because the Gold Cup is how CONCACAF bankrolls the rest of their projects. That's why.
Because, they make most money.
El Salvador, Honduras is gonna draw maybe 500 people in Mexico. It draws 55,000 in Chicago.
Yeah,
that's why.
Exactly. It's all, and then from the concession, not the concession, but at least tickets, they could get away with charging 150 and more. You just can't do that. Like in Jamaica, you'll probably have to. It's like $20 maybe for the VIP.
For the VIP.
Yeah, man, dude. It's
next to the
cheap.
coconut stand.
I actually would love to go see a game in Jamaica at Bob Marley Stadium. I'm sure the atmosphere and how should we say this? I'm sure it smells very nice.
It smells nice.
Why is everyone so happy? Why does it smell like pine cones? I don't understand.
Exactly. It smells like the air fresh.
Pine cones.
Wait, who's playing right now? What's going on? I've been stuck for 30 minutes.
Well, let me tell you, it smells like the LA Coliseum is what it smells like.
The Coliseum did smell like that. Gentlemen, I have the FIFA rankings are out today. Mexico dropped 1 spot to 18.
Oh, man.
And I'm not going to say the top teams because it's boring, but I'm going to say the rankings for CONCACAF. So Mexico's the highest at 18th. Followed by U.S. in 24th, Costa Rica in 38th, Jamaica in 56,
Yikes.
Honduras 61, El Salvador 71, Panama 74. I would have thought Panama would have been higher. Canada 78. I don't know what this team is. It says CUW.
CUW.
Yeah, I don't know.
Curaçao.
That's Curaçao. What? How does that tell you playing there, Yon? What's going on here? Curaçao?
Yeah.
Curaçao. Didn't they qualify to the or no?
Well, they just became a FIFA member for the last Gold Cup, and they have
yeah.
They have some pretty talented players. They're gonna exactly. I'm very high on. I think that he's been
talking them up since last year. So you heard it here first.
Especially since when they expand when there's 5 CONCACAF teams, I fully expect Curaçao to make the World Cup easily.
Really?
Yep.
And then 93rd is Trinidad at 100. Haiti. Is it Antigua, ATW?
It is still shocking to me, Joel and Jaime and Chiquis if he's still on, that in 1974 Haiti beat Mexico out for the World Cup. And not only that,
La Puente was playing.
But on top of that, they took the lead against Italy in their first match.
What?
La Puente had
Yeah.
La Puente had like the Hulk Hogan type haircut with blonde locks.
Yeah.
Oh my
You could see him
god.
running.
So La Puente was on that team. Rafa Puente was the goalie, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Snap. What? I don't know.
And I think
I don't remember that
Carlos
much.
Albert was on that team, or he would have been had he not been blackballed.
He's talking
Damn.
shit, huh? Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he was the first free agent, so for a lot, I know he.
That's Chiqui's idol, man. Careful how you.
I'm not. I mean, I hold Carlos Albert, because his career ended because of.
Yeah.
Because of the stance that he took. So I have nothing but respect for.
Okay, I figured it out, John. It's Antigua, number 123. And then
gotta watch out for those Antiganos.
Yes. At 129 is Nicaragua. And at 135, SKN.
St. Kitts and Nevis.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Someone did good in this geography class. Yeah, I don't even recognize their flag. And this is wow, man. This is how bad things are. Guate is at 143rd. That just seems very, very low, man. Especially when
they still have to wheel out at Pescadito every time they have an international match.
They take them out of the retirement home.
Yeah.
But considering El Salvador had like suspensions for they were throwing away games for match fixing scandal, and they were suspended like a year, and they had players suspended, and they're at 71, man. I don't know what Salvadorians did, and Guate, dude, at 143. That's
the fact that they're lower than Nicaragua should tell you everything you need to know about the state of Chapin soccer right there.
Yeah, and it's like they don't, they've always had some good players, and they got one of the strongest leagues in Central America, especially compared to a lot of these other teams, like
Right. I mean,
Curacao and Haiti and all that.
I mean, you'd always think that El Salvador and Honduras are kind of, even, more or less. And then, Guatemala was either be like, right above them or right below them. But
Guatepeor now.
Yeah. It's really, I don't even think they made the Gold Cup.
Dang. Ouch, must suck, dude. Okay.
Wow. And let us not forget that the last time they played the Gold Cup, they had Mexico was sweating to beat them in the quarterfinals. Chicharito had to score a goal to Taquito to win that game.
They didn't. They took Brazil one time, and when they had like one of their top teams, one of their best teams, I would say. I think they tied Brazil. It's in one of the Gold Cups when they were guests. But I mean, they were at that point, which is probably like their best result ever. That's up there, the greatest moments.
I remember too.
There are 16 teams. These are the teams that made the Gold Cup. So Bermuda.
Oh, jeez.
Canada.
They're not even what? They must be lower than 143. God dang.
Canada, Cuba, Curacao, El
That's
Salvador,
even Cuba. Even lower than.
Haiti, Jamaica, Martinique, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, Panama, TNT, and the U.S.
I'd like to see the rankings.
Wow.
We must have some teams ranked at the 200.
Oh,
well, the thing, I mean, if Nicaragua made it, then that means that they eliminated Guatemala, because they always do it by region.
Wow.
Like in the UNCAF or whatever it is that they
You're
also
getting me
play here in the
hyped for
United
this
States.
cup, John. You're getting me super hyped.
You're gonna go across the country to watch Bermuda play Nicaragua.
I don't know if I want to go. I'm playing for that.
That's gonna be the game at the Rose Bowl. That's gonna be the game at the Rose Bowl. 90,000 fans to see that one. Ooh.
God damn. We're gonna see a Jimenez scoring 7 goals.
Oh, the way that who was it? Who did he did that against? Was it Jamaica that he did that against?
Who did that?
Or it was like a Martinique or something.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Tiny.
Turks and Caicos or something. I don't know. So they probably don't exist anymore.
Hey, Chicharito needs to, start building his,
Nah,
little
it's
bit
all
more.
Jimenez, man. It's gonna be.
Why
Jimenez.
not both? Why not both, man?
Yeah, I've never understood why they can't play both.
They
Personally,
can play both.
I don't know. It's up to Martino.
Vela's not going. We already know
I don't
Vela's
know,
not
man.
going. Vela's like, you know what? You guys got this. I'm gonna stay here in LA.
Well, I mean, Rose Bowl won't be that far from his house, so he could just.
Yeah, but he doesn't like the color green unless it's on his paycheck.
But they have a black jersey to match the
Oh,
LAFC.
that's right. They
So
do. Maybe we should just
they could
swap
trick
it
him.
in his sleep and he won't even notice.
He won't know, yeah.
And then we can hypnotize him.
And have the match played right there at the Bank of California. So he shows up thinking it's an MLS match. And then given the rival, if they're playing Nicaragua or whatever, he won't know the difference. They'll just give him the Quakes uniform.
Oh man!
All right, so they're playing, and they're who doesn't want to go see the Bermuda Canada match in Minnesota? Let's see where they have.
Wait, is the schedule's out already? So they already have the fixtures?
No, they won't. They're not going to. I mean, CONCACAF never has a quote unquote draw. They have a placement. But Mexico's already in Group A, and in Group A they're going to play their first match, like you said, in the Rose Bowl, and then they're going to play in
Houston, right?
In Denver.
Oh, Denver.
And then they're going to play in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then Group B. They haven't made that determination. Although I think they already have. And they're playing in Minnesota. They're playing in Frisco. Group B. Where else? Group B is also playing in Red Bull. And let's see, Group C is non-US venue. So the Group B is going to be
Costa Rica.
It's Costa Rica, and then Group C is going to be Jamaica. So poor Honduras has to go to Jamaica. And then let's see, in Group D they get St. Paul, Minnesota, and they also get Cleveland. Boy, who wants again? Whoa, that's let's all flee to the Clee, and then Kansas City. So that's your Group D. Oh, and they are playing in Bank of California. Group C is playing in Bank of California Stadium. So that's going to be the Honduras Jamaica group, Joel. Batten down the hatches for that one. Then the quarterfinals are going to be in Houston and in Philly, and then the semis are going to be they'll do a doubleheader, and then the semis are going to be in Glendale and Nashville, and then the final is going to be at Soldier Field, which is good because on July 7th, I mean, you have to have it somewhere north or enclosed because otherwise it would just be a brutally hot, miserable time. I mean, I've been where you are, Jaime, where it's 98 degrees in San Jose, and across the bay it's 50.
Yep.
But there isn't a stadium across the bay, so they'd have to play in that.
Well, there's a baseball field,
a erector set for the stadium.
There's the Giants. Giants will.
Yeah, but they're busy playing baseball though.
I actually saw a few soccer games at that stadium. It was really weird because you see a big ass baseball glove in the background and a Coca-Cola bottle, and then you see like a soccer field, makeshift soccer field. It just does not look right.
Yeah, so the Gold Cup will be interesting, and I mean, I would have to say that right now Mexico's probably favored, but
this is
they
should just give the title to Mexico already, and then just...
I don't know about that so much.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me?
It's gonna be cap Kikín. For the early games, they should cap Kikín to score like 5 goals in a game, like he used to do.
You can laugh at Kikín all you want. He scored 2 goals against Germany.
There you go.
Yeah,
he still got it.
Wait, in the Confederations Cup?
Yep.
And against Portugal, and that's why he ended up at Benfica.
I like Kikín. Yeah, he let it all hang out every time he played. There are very few Mexican players you can say that about, and you knew that he was always going to give it his all. So I've always liked I liked the way Kikín played. I mean, he wasn't like the fastest or the greatest or this and that, but you knew that he was gonna give it everything.
I remember one Liguilla where he didn't he break his collarbone or something like that, and he still played. He was
well, he scored 2 goals against Monterrey when went in Pumas to win the title.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was cool, but man.
So I'm guessing John has a Kikín tattoo.
Who's that fan?
I have the Holy Trinity. I have Kikín and Hugo and Gaviño.
You don't have Nico Castillo?
Oh no.
Okay.
He's nowhere.
No Picolín,
nowhere
dude. No
near.
Picolines.
Nowhere
Isn't
near.
there a guy that took a Nico Castillo tattoo? A Pumas fan?
Well, my Picolín tattoos are elsewhere, Joel.
Dude, I need to find that photo. There's some guy that actually.
He probably went and got it erased afterwards. He probably.
or he could have it altered.
Yeah, he altered
Just
it.
altered. Devil horns.
Bro, I was dying when I saw it. He looked so uncomfortable. Taking that photo with the fan, he looked so uncomfortable. Oh my god!
It's like Nettie's tattoo of his parents on his chest, man. Ugh.
That's rough, man.
Poor guy.
Imagine like you're a girl giving this guy a BJ, and then you see his parents on his chest. When you look up.
Dang. Do you still want to show me your cucumber?
Have you met my parents yet? Oh yeah, I have.
An intimate connection right there.
Oh my god, it's too much.
Breaks
I don't know
my heart.
how to show this photo. I just put it in the group chat, but
breaks my heart.
A photo is priceless.
Hey.
Oh my god.
That's funny because I wouldn't. I'm not a tattoo guy, but I just would never.
Oh man, no tramp stamp. I'm disappointed, bro.
Yeah, that was a little past my generation there.
No tribal tattoo on your arm.
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Because I always said to myself, well, I should say with someone when I was young, it's like, man, I should really invest in a tattoo removal product because I know that these people are going to go, what the was I thinking when I got this tattoo when I was 23? And then I work in live sports production trucks and stuff. There used to be a Maverick, a Dallas Maverick. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he had a tattoo on his neck that it was of someone's head that stuck out right over his shirt, right over his plain jersey.
What?
And we called him Quato from Total Recall. Oh, Quato's at the line because of that tattoo. It just was, it was just really, it made no sense to me. It made no sense.
There was you made Rick from the chat laugh out loud, Jaime, with that comment. So quick shout out to, I don't know if this is the Rick from Discord, but Rick Escutia.
Wait, where are you seeing this?
Oh, this is the YouTube chat.
Where is the YouTube chat? I don't know.
You have to go to the YouTube video.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I guess quick shout out to Rick and Kevin Rivera, who says best podcast ever. Keep it up. And Lou, who's been a long time listener. So
Rick is shout out to Rick. He's a huge LAFC supporter and used to be a Choose USA supporter too. He was like, "You're gonna see a show."
Met him.
Here we go, Galaxy. Here we go. Here we go.
It's funny because
here we go.
it's funny because I actually I sent him that video. I'm like, dude, that's you, bro.
This is awesome.
I met him, but he was like 11 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because his family is big on the support groups.
This is Chris Hansen. Like you to have a seat right over here.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, did you walk up to him and say?
Movies
It
about
wasn't in
gladiators.
private. It's at the tailgate. It's at the tailgate.
Did you ask him this question, Joel?
You like movies about gladiators?
So, hell, I see you got some ring pops and some Corona. What do you think you're gonna plan on doing here?
I apologize.
Unmarked white band. No, it was.
Man,
It's just at the tailgate.
Shame on you, Joel. I was thinking about this because since I had this in a while, though, there's so many little things here that I just I'm having so much fun playing here. But no, I do appreciate all the folks that are on the chat right now.
Oh yeah,
with Rick and Lou and Kevin, who gives us a very nice review. So we're very, very thrilled and happy to have that.
It's been fun, man. Thank you guys for inviting me.
Yeah, man. So I guess this weekend there's a cat fight going on. Tigres and Pumas. That should be good.
Oof, but it's in Monterrey. They're gonna get slaughtered. It's gonna be ugly.
Hey, have some more confidence in your team, guy.
Dude, I got no confidence right now. Right now, my confidence is get to 20 points, and that'll be good. That's it.
How far is Pumas from the relegation zone? I know
they're nowhere
Chivas
near it. They're nowhere near it.
They're nowhere near it?
Chivas is much worse off.
They're slipping back in there.
I'll take a look.
So Monterrey 5, Sporting Kansas City 0. The gap is closing, guys. Watch out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sporting Kansas City wouldn't have been the best representative of that, but yeah, it was unfortunate for them. Let's see. Here we go. Where is Pumas in relation to this?
Pumas is down there. Guadalajara is actually 11th. Pumas 14th. It's only two points difference, but there's 3 points difference from the 8th spot.
Yeah, but what you got to look at is not this year, but how they stack for next year. And next year, UNAM is in 12th, and Guadalajara is in 15th, and they are how many?
Oh, you're talking about the Cociente?
Yeah, and for next year they're at 68, and Pumas is at 80, and thank God for them. Veracruz is where they are, but with Veracruz being gone, then the relegation is going to be between Guadalajara, Atlas, Querétaro, and whoever comes in new.
I actually got a question about that. What's going to happen with Veracruz? Can they buy their way back in?
They probably will.
And then what's going to happen to the team that wins?
Well, then they'll just come up.
That's senso.
Because what they want to do is they want to get to 20.
Uh-huh.
So if Veracruz wants to buy back in, then they'll do that. And then if a team that comes up has met the requirements to come up, then they'll have 19 teams, which is idiotic. Don't get me wrong. It's because that means everyone's going to have a week off.
Letting Veracruz, just buy their,
Because Tapachula won, right? And then they didn't get promoted.
Right, because they did meet the requirements.
The requirements are 20K stadium?
That's the big one. And here's my frustration with that. I mean, there's so many of these second division teams that built stadiums. And then Liga MX comes and does this to them after the fact. It's like, I mean, really,
that are under capacity?
Yeah. It's just so.
So there's just no realistically, there's what, like a handful of teams that can
6
meet. Yeah, because it's like Leones Negros, I can't even say it.
Zacatepec, San Luis, and
Dorados.
Dorados, and then there's a couple other ones, but that's it.
But isn't like relegation now? It's no longer like you can relegate. It's more like penalty. Like you have to pay a penalty fee.
Well, only if, yes, but only if like Lobos BWAP had to pay that, and then they paid it to the team that would have come up.
Yeah, but Veracruz wouldn't. Veracruz could just pay, and it doesn't matter.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if a team meets the requirements and they're going to come up, they're going to have 19 teams because they want to get to 20. Yeah, but I mean Veracruz. It's horrific. They are. I mean, even if they come up, and if I'm not mistaken, then they start at 0. So it might be better off for them anyway, because they are, as it stands right now, they are 21. They are 27 points behind. 27 points behind.
Jeez.
Which is 9 games. I mean, they were relegated like in Jornada 3. I mean that's. Yeah, it's just. It is. It is very unfortunate. Yeah, but I mean the fact that Liga MX, sets these requirements after some of these stadiums had already been built. It's like,
It's messed up.
Yeah, it's just so, there's never been any vision. There's no, everything is always just so reactive. It's really really unfortunate because they're gonna get. I mean, it's not gonna happen like next year or in 2 years or 5 years, but they're gonna get passed up, and it's like they're gonna go, whoa, whoa, whoa. They're gonna look at each other and say, what just happened? Like, you guys are. Yeah, it's just.
I learned this about the Prem League. The teams that get promoted from the championship to the Prem League get £100 million.
Yes, they get TV money,
and then they also get another 100 if they get relegated the next season. So there's a lot of owners that just play that teeter totter, and that's why they don't like invest in the club, and they just pocket the money. It's interesting. I didn't know it was that much money that they were getting for getting promoted and relegated.
Yeah, they have a league-wide TV contract. They don't have, Lobos WAP comes up and they can't even get a TV contract because the TV's like, who's gonna watch Lobos WAP? You guys had your Clásico del Camote last week, and 22,000 people showed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is very unfortunate. Now before we go, I do want to ask you, Jaime, one last question. It's a question we ask. Are you with significant other? Are you married? Do you have a girlfriend?
No,
Nothing.
I'm a bachelor right now.
You're a bachelor. So did it end well with did it end amicably with the last one, or was it rough?
Let's say it was mutual. It wasn't bad.
All right. So if was she gringa or was she?
No, she was Filipino.
Okay, well, if she rang the doorbell right now and said this to you,
Que chingue a su madre en America.
Wearing a Chivas shirt, would you take her back?
Probably not. But everyone says that though. Nobody likes America.
So that would not be enough for you. That would not be enough for you.
Nah, man. No. X's are X's for a reason, bro.
All right. Not even for maybe one night.
Oh, for one night, for sure.
All right. Because Joel said in our last podcast, after the Tata Martino that after the 2 games that he was ready to invite Tata up for a cup of coffee. He was he'd seen enough. He was ready.
He was ready. He's ready. Oh man,
he was ready to go steady with Tata.
Let's take it slow. That's what I tell all the girls. Just take it slow. Let's enjoy these little partidos modelos, these little victories that we had, and let's hope that Tata is the truth, And I do see Mexico winning the Gold Cup really easily. I don't see much adversity. I don't know, man. It's just
and then that's always been their problem is that when they think that, then the team comes up and bites them in the butt. But I do think that I don't think it's gonna be easy. I think that they'll make the final, but I don't think if the final, especially against the U.S., is not going to be easy. The U.S. has a generational change, just like Mexico does.
Who's their coach?
And they have a lot of. It doesn't matter because seriously,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the coach is.
Because the coach is was it Berhalter? I mean, but they're gonna play the way that they always play against Mexico, which is absorb and counter. And they have a couple of really fast guys in the wings that have skills.
Esto huele a goleada, man.
I'm calling
it now. I'm calling it now, dude.
Right.
I'm calling my shot today, April 4th, 21:57. It's gonna be goleada. It's gonna be like that 5-0 that we had a long time ago.
Well, I hope for your sake that you're right, but I just don't see it. I think
it's gonna be like today's game against Kansas City, 5-0.
No, it's
not. Oh man.
It is going to be nothing like the game. It's just Mexico had enjoyed a nice 10-year run against the U.S. That's got some really great results against the U.S. But I do think the tide is gonna start turning in that rivalry, and it could start this summer.
Well, Pulisic's gonna have some big shoes to fill at Chelsea.
Well, Pulisic is injured, so he's not going to be 100%. But
well, I mean, for like,
guys.
I mean, not for the national team, but I mean, like, just when he joins Chelsea, there's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, no, there's no question. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But like I said, he's injured right now, so he's I don't think he's back for another couple of weeks.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah,
for sure, man. Anything else? Any closing thoughts?
Chickies?
No, I mean we discussed a lot of things. Just one other thing that I don't want to go too much into, but Bam Zamorano was talking about Gio to Chivas. I think it's just all talk, but we can discuss that later since we've gone on for quite a while. It's just
he and his
final thought.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. I mean, it's Chivas. As the trash talking Juanita says.
Chivas, don't make me laugh.
I think it's just speculation and what if, like what could he help Chivas out? But
well, did Bam play with his dad?
I have no idea.
Or was it like too far?
I think it was just a top Univision topic. I think.
Oh. Yeah, Giovanni is just unfortunate for him, but his big problem is that no one wants to pick up his contract.
Gio could walk into a Verizon store right now, and they wouldn't give him a contract.
Well, just remember that Gio is
like,
being
nah,
paid.
man, you can't have a contract, bro.
Remember that Giovanni is being paid not to play right now. He's being paid not to play. So
I know.
When you get a gig like that, call me.
Oh, geez.
No, I don't think he's getting paid not to play.
He is,
because he's
clearly he is. Galaxy is the guy. Get the fuck out.
Well, yeah, they bought him out, but he could still play.
No,
but there are times when
if he goes to MLS, someone has to pick up his contract.
Yeah, they still owe him $6 million.
I don't know. Maybe just his wages.
So what the way it works is either LA Galaxy has to pay the $6 million, or they can negotiate with whatever team in the MLS is interested and like kind of like split his wages in half. You know, like
that's
like Galaxy can pay like half of it, the other team can pay half of it. But who would want to take that up? Like for real, like nobody wants to do that. That's like a waste of money. He has not shown any type of ambition out there. It's embarrassing. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't want him to go to Chivas. We need to worry about getting good coach and convincing JJ Mack to
because
to
Chivas
suit up
has
for
such
us.
a great track record of how they treat coaches. The coaches are just banging down the door, begging for a chance to coach Chivas.
All of them want it. They all do, subconsciously.
Well, dudes, it's good show. I think we come to a closing.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, thank you guys again for having me. Hopefully this won't be the last time I'm here, and the gap is closing, guys. It was quite evident today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, Harvey.
Absolutely.
I know it's last minute. We usually go on Thursdays, but thanks for.
No, absolutely, man.
Stuff.
Anytime.
Well, John, thanks for coming on. As always.
Yeah, ya nos corrió Chiquis.
Thanks, Chiquis. Thanks for
I'm being considerate because I know you have to go and pack your bag.
I do.
All right, Joel,
I do.
Nice hearing you, John. Nice talking to you.
All right,
you guys.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you guys next week on another episode.